For $100 down payment, ordinary Americans could buy into a new way of life.
It was a perfect little house, and it came with a refrigerator and a stove and a washing machine. Unheard of, unbelievable. I mean, usually if you bought a house, you had to buy all those appliances and put them in, but they came with the house. So it was the answer to a dream. We have 9 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The ladies took the children up to play in the pool and sat and chatted and talked while the kids were swimming.
The first supermarkets were opening up in the 1950s, changing the way people shopped. A family could now find everything they needed and more under one roof. To Europeans, only just ending rationing, the American abundance seemed beyond their reach. And the gap was huge. The average American's income was twice as high as the British workers and 4 times as high as the Italians. They could buy a range of goods unknown in Europe. For Karen Pace, a little girl on Long Island in the 50s, the family's new movie camera recorded a period of boundless confidence when it seemed the good times would go on forever.
My mom was a housewife and a mother, and she stayed home. And my father was a roofer, so he was a blue-collar worker. I was his pride and joy, needless to say, Daddy's little girl, and he couldn't do enough for me, and neither could my mother. They were brought up through the Depression and the war. Obviously, I was part of the baby boomers after the war, and they just wanted to see me have what they couldn't. There was a few Christmases that were really great. I had 5 or 6 dolls, maybe 4 stuffed animals, 3 games, 2 educational toys, and a new set of drums. So we had a lot of fun with that. My mother could have given up the drum set. It was golden. I got everything I wanted. I couldn't have asked for anything more as a child.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn.
People in the new suburbs depended on the car.
My curiosity running wild.
In 1955, there was 1 car to every 3 Americans, while in Britain it was still only 1 to every 10.
I needed $700. I bought myself an Oldsmobile. Biggest car they could get, all the chrome on it, and I really thought I was something.
Cars in the 1950s were they were status symbols. They weren't cars. They really weren't cars. They were status symbols. They said who you were and what you had, and maybe even where you came from and where you could go.
Cheap fuel kept the boom running. It helped that America now dominated the world's banking and trading system. But the key to their economic success was the way they organized their mass production, where all the emphasis was on productivity.
Meet Joe, the king of the workers of the world.
Hi, folks.
Joe's the king because he can buy more with his wages than any other worker on the globe. Now, what makes it possible for Joe to earn such a good living? He's no smarter than workers in other countries.
Are you kidding?
Sure, being an American is great, but how could you be superior to any foreigner when you or your